It's time for the Success in Real Estate Show with Frankie Griffin, owner and instructor of Real Estate School for Success, broker in charge of the Palmetto Success Team, and author of Success in Real Estate. If you're interested in buying or selling a home, investing in real estate, or becoming a real estate agent, you'll enjoy the Success in Real Estate Show on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. Now, here's Frankie Griffin.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator in South Carolina. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I have in studio with me a very good friend of mine, Tiffany Soward. She is a professional home stager, so we're going to be obviously talking about getting your home ready to sell. And in some cases, maybe you don't want to sell, but you would like a professional to come in and help you arrange and just make your home look really nice. Well, those are some of the things we're going to be talking about today. But if you have some other real estate questions or concerns, we'd certainly love to help you with that any way we can. That's what this show is for. Brought to you every week by the Real Estate School for Success. So if you're thinking about starting a career in real estate, we would really love to help you with that. You can certainly go to our website, which is www.realestateschoolforsuccess.com. And there you'll find all of our courses, whether you're thinking about getting into real estate or property management, maybe appraisal, home inspection. We've got it if it's got anything to do with real estate, more than likely. We also carry, for those of you that are already licensed real estate agents, we're also licensed by the National Association of Realtors to provide all the realtor designation courses. So we'd love to help you with that. And there's several new ones that are actually out there right now that I think are really good. We've got several classes that are going to be coming up. I'm not going to get into all of them just because I want to get into the subject matter today. But a couple of them I will bring up is the home inspection course, which will be starting on September 21st, which is about 3-4 weeks from now, I guess. But it's a weekend class, and the reason I want to make sure everybody knows about this, because we don't do them all that. We do probably 3 to 4 a year. But this particular class is just about half price. In fact, it's $450. That includes the book. It also includes an on-site field inspection. I don't think you're going to find that price anywhere. So if you or somebody you know is interested in getting into home inspection, you don't want to miss this one. This is going to be a really good class for about half the price. We're doing a little special here. But you can go to our website if you want some additional information or to sign up. Again, realestateschoolforsuccess.com. realestateschoolforsuccess.com. Our phone numbers are also on the website, so we can help you with that. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a house, we'd love to work with you. You can certainly contact me personally, either by cell phone or email. In fact, email is probably the best way to get in touch with me. And that address is Frankie, which is FRANKIE, at frankiegriffin.com. Again, Frankie at frankiegriffin.com. And we'll certainly help you get into your brand new home or get your home sold if that's something you need to do. And let me give out the phone number here in studios for anybody that has any questions today, anything about real estate, but we're going to be talking primarily staging. But the number here in studio is 978-9862. 978-9862. Give us a call if you have any questions. Well, again, in studio, my buddy and good friend Tiffany Soward. How you doing, Tiffany?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
You just always look so perky, just gorgeous.
Well, I'm definitely a morning person, so that helps.
Looks like the sun's always shining around Tiffany.
Well, thank you.
Well, Tiffany, now you're a professional home stager.
Yes.
And now how long have you been doing this?
I've actually been a professional interior designer for over 20 years, and I started specializing in real estate staging about 6 years ago.
Wow. So quite a while. And you've been in magazines and TV.
Yes. Yes, I have.
You've done it all.
Yep.
Well, everybody's heard of home staging or staging and that kind of thing, but what is it? What is it that you do as a home stager, and what's the point?
Okay. All right. Home staging is basically the art of decorating a home to sell. It's a lot different from decorating a house. Whenever you're decorating a home, someone lives there, you're trying to reflect on that person's personality and do things for them that they like. But whenever you're trying to sell your home, it's completely different. You're trying to sell the house, not the person's things.
Okay.
Big difference.
Big difference.
Big difference.
And does it really, because you hear it all the time, but does it really affect how soon or how fast your home will sell, or even for how much it will sell?
Yes, it is. Right now in the real estate industry, staging is crucial, and the numbers are really showing it. It's showing that 98% of staged homes sell faster and for more money across the board.
Really?
Yep.
Well, we've been hearing it all, and I can't wait to really get into, because I got many questions I'd like to ask you about it.
Sounds great.
And I'm sure our listeners will too. But what I'd like to go ahead and do right now is go ahead and get this first break out of the way, so we've got plenty of time to talk to Tiffany. But if you have any questions, please give us a call. The number here in studio is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator in South Carolina. We're in studio with me today. I've got Tiffany Soward, she is also a realtor here with ER8 Realty here in Columbia. But she's also a professional stager, which is going to be our focal point today. We're going to be talking about getting your home ready to sell, because if it doesn't show well, it's not going to sell very well either. And obviously, if you're going to sell your home, that typically involves moving, which is about the one thing in the world I detest doing. I hate moving. Well, I tell you what, we can make that easy for you. We always recommend give Jack Jacobs a call. Jack is with Niltson Van & Storage right here in Columbia. Of course, they move you all over the world if you need to do that. They can move you across the state. They can move you across the road. But whatever you need, they can do it. They do a great job. I'm sure you've seen their Mayflower vans all over they do commercials a lot, obviously, on TV. So you see them all over the place. They do a great job. They can come and tell you how much it would cost. It's a free quote. And they can move as much or as little as you would like them to. But give them a call. Again, Jack Jacobs, their phone number is 786-1090, 786-1090 with Niltson Van & Storage. They'll do you a great job. Again, in studio with me is Tiffany Soward, and we're going to be talking about staging and exactly what all that means. And we'd love to have any questions answered. If you have any questions, we want to help you with that. Give us a call. The number here in studio is 978-9862, 978-9862. Now, Tiffany, we hear all the time, agents are always telling the homeowner, we got to get the house ready to sell.
Right.
Well, what does that mean to you as a stager?
Well, real estate agents are trained and educated on the key values that the home needs to get ready on. But a lot of them are not design savvy, and they know that certain things need to look good and to get it sold, in the market. But I kind of come in and do that next layer. I have many calls to where people, when they're trying to sell, it's very overwhelming and they don't know where to start. And their agent might have came in and just said, do this, do that, do this, but they don't know where to start. I come in and I help them with decisions and help them decide, use what they have, what we need to take away or bring in, and we make the process definitely a lot better and in a lot faster time frame.
Okay. And, and being a realtor yourself, you certainly understand what the real estate agent is dealing with.
Yes, I do, definitely. And I work for many realtors here in Columbia area that if they have a listing that hasn't been selling or they're getting ready to list something and they want me to come over and take a look to see if that home is a candidate for staging, please call me. I'd be glad to look at it, and I'll present everything to the seller on, if it needs staged and why it needs staged and how long it would take and how long it would cost, etc.
Okay. Well, and you brought this up. It's staging's not easy, or at least to me it's not.
No, it's not.
Because, I can walk in a house, and if somebody tells me it looks good, I can see it.
Right.
And I don't see anything that needs to be done.
Right.
But then somebody else can walk in and say, "Oh no, we got to take this out. This got to be moved over here," and I can see that too. But I guess I can't. Why can't I see what you see?
Well, actually, don't feel bad, because statistically, 10% of buyers cannot see themselves or their things, visualize them in a home that they're looking at. So that's the reason right there, is that buyers, and they look at so many homes in one day perhaps, that they just can't realize, where do I put my couch, and what would this look like if the wall's green, what would it look like beige? They just don't get it.
So if I'm looking at selling my home and I want to get it sold quickly, so that's
Right.
going to require getting it ready.
Right.
So when you show up, what's the first thing you're going to do, or what are we going to do?
All right. Well, before I've even came over to your house, I'm going to check the competition and also what's sold. And you can kind of see on the pictures from the Realtor database what buyers like. Mm-hmm. And also, keeping up to date on new home construction and everything like that really helps in the industry. First thing I'm going to do is walk around your home, and I'm going to try to find the key selling points to your house and kind of enhance them. And if you got weaknesses, like, for example, some of the older homes still have the baby blue tile or the pink tile in the bathrooms.
Pretty. Yeah.
Yes. But, it's going to cost too much. It's not, they don't need to spend, $4,000 retiling the bathroom when they're not going to make it when they sell. So that's my job, to help try to figure out how I can make this look more modern and new, but not have to tear out the whole entire bathroom.
Okay.
So that's how I come in and kind of figure out what to do on a budget.
Okay. Yes. Always.
On a very tight budget.
Does anybody not have just a wide open budget?
Well, I guess no one ever tells me. I guess they kind of get scared. And one thing on that, the average price for me, it's $450.
Okay. For
my staging fee to come in a home. So I am very affordable.
Well, and when you look at, you say $450, and then when you consider how much faster, and I'm sure you probably have statistics that back up, or that will show how much quicker a home will sell versus a home that's not properly or professionally staged.
Yeah, I'm going to quote some local, since we're here in Columbia. I've had 62 homes in the last year that were either my listings or other realtors that I work with that have sold in less than usually 60 days. Usually 60 days, they've sold less, and they have sold for top dollar.
Yep. And you brought this up during a break, but the picture, the photos of the property that's on the MLS and all over the internet. Mm-hmm. I've been talking about that a lot. Of course, Jerry Bilton, of course, he's always here in studio with me videoing, but he goes out and takes professional photos. And how much better, and I'll just say it like this, on some listings that I have that Jerry has actually come out and shot for me. Mm-hmm. I find Jerry doing a lot of housekeeping before he even takes the shot.
Yep.
And I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it if you would come ahead of him and get everything properly staged and put everything in the right place. And if we need to take things out, we take things out. But how important is that to actually see that photo? If I'm a buyer looking online, does it really matter that much, or does the buyer look past the picture and just look at the house?
I'm going to tell you what, it matters a lot. The first thing is price, and the second thing are your photographs, because they're saying that 98% of home buyers select their home on the internet between the hours of 11 p.m. and 1 a.m.
Really?
And a lot of them have apps now on their phones, and they're looking at, houses online. And if those pictures they don't like it, they just go on to the next house. So the pictures are crucial.
I am so happy to have a professional to back up and I've been saying this for weeks now. And you're right. It's just so important, because that's where buyers are looking today. They are online, and a very high percentage of these buyers will actually contact the agent that listed the property, because most of them, they don't have an agent at that point. So so if you're listing a house as a real estate agent, or if you're just looking at or trying to sell your home, either for sale by owner, it's still important for it to show well. You got to have really sharp, good-looking pictures, but it's got to be staged. See, my concern is you'd come into my house and tell me I got to move half of everything I have in the house out.
Well, the longer you've lived in your house, the harder it is usually to stage, because there's just a lot more there.
Yeah.
And I know I've been in my own home for a long time, and I think, gosh, if I had to stage, I'd have to get a storage unit to put stuff, because you're trying to sell the house, not your stuff. And that's the reason why a lot of things have to be decluttered. And you don't want the buyer to come in and see your stuff. They need to see the walls. They need to see the floors. It needs to be personalized and feel homey, but not cluttered.
Well, I totally agree. Well, Tiffany, let's go ahead and get this bottom of the hour break out of the way right now. Would love to answer, love to answer any questions you have. The number in studio is 978-9862. 978-9862. We need to go ahead and get this break out of the way, but give us a call. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator, and thank you for joining me this morning, where in studio I have Tiffany Soward. She is a professional home stager along with realtor. She's licensed and works with ERA Realty. But you have a separate staging company, right, Tiffany?
Yes, I do. I'm a realtor with ERA Wilder Realty in Irmo. Love it. And I also have my own company called Tiffany Soward's Homes. And you can go on YouTube and just type in my name, Tiffany Soward's, and you can see, I think I have like 80 videos of before and after. And I have a website which can lead you to that. And I'm also on Pinterest, which a lot of people are really into that. So I also have before and afters on Pinterest.
And you've been featured in many professional magazines and, and TV commercials, it seems like.
And the reason why is not because how much that I had to spend or my clients had to spend. It was for how little. I specialize in use what you have decorating and staging. And so there's no one better in town who can stretch your dollar than me. And like I was saying, it's normally about $450 for my staging fee to work on a home, and that's the entire house. And if there's additional things needed, like carpet or painting or whatever, I share my, I get builder prices on all those things, and I share my discount with my clients, at no additional fee. Okay.
And these fees apply whether they're selling their house or they just want somebody to come in because they're just tired of looking at the same old thing all the time?
Yes, I do. It's a $50 in-home consultation. I work with Sherwin-Williams, the Irmo store, and in any Sherwin-Williams paint store, of paint color consultations, and Kirkland's at Harbison. I also do a $50 consultation for anyone who needs help.
Okay. Well, if you have any questions for Tiffany or, about staging or anything about real estate, we'd love to help you. The number in studio is 978-9862, 978-9862. Now, Tiffany, to me, the most difficult home to get prepared to show is a vacant home.
Yes, I'm really glad that you brought that up. Yes, there are many vacant homes right now for sale. And what happens is when you go start looking at a lot of vacant homes, they all look alike after a little while. Vacant home staging is crucial. And what I do is, like, for the $450 fee, I will come in and enhance and bring in decorating items like art and accessories, shower curtains, window treatments. The number one question everyone asks me, do you have furniture? And I keep telling them I don't need furniture. The only time that you would need furniture for a vacant home is if there was a space that there's no way a buyer or realtor could figure out how to use it. Mm-hmm. Then maybe you just need something for that room. But there is nowhere in Columbia that'll let you rent furniture or borrow furniture. So that's the reason why, we don't offer it, but you really don't need it. And go on YouTube and see how I've done over 100 houses with no furniture.
And they all look good. And now, where do we go? You say go to YouTube, but is there a site? Do you have a website?
Yes, I do. It's TiffanySowardsHomes.com. And like I said, you can just type in my name, Tiffany Sowards, and it's TiffanySowards. You can just type in my name on YouTube or Pinterest, and it'll show you all my before and after videos and pictures.
Well, maybe I'm showing my age, but what is Pinterest?
What is Pinterest? Yes. You better learn what this is because it's really hot right now. Pinterest is the little button. It's white with the red P on it. And whenever you go online anywhere, when you want to share your information, just kind of think of Pinterest as like a notebook of where you read an article or saw a picture or a tip, a recipe or whatever, and you can pin it, is what they call pin it, to your Pinterest board. And you can make boards of things that you like paint colors or fishing stories or recipes or whatever.
Really?
So that's your homework today, is to go on Pinterest.
I will have to go check that out.
Guys like it too. It has a lot of really cool stuff.
Like hunting tips and
recipes, hunting tips, cars. I mean, whatever you're into, and it's free. Tailgating. They have tons of crock pot tailgating recipes.
We're going to have some tailgating coming up next week.
Yep. My husband briefed me last night on date night that after this Saturday, no more Saturdays with him until after December.
And you said okay.
Well, I've been married for 24 plus years as a law enforcement wife, so I'm hoping to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, that's the way to do it. That's why you're the best. That's it. Now, the staging piece again because I know what a lot of agents and sellers do. They want to put their house on the market and just hope for the best.
Yes.
And then they want to come, and then if it just doesn't sell after 3, 4, 5, 6 months, then we got to do something. Then we call Tiffany.
Right.
But you know what? A house can become shop worn.
Yes.
By that point.
Yes.
And how does that affect what you do at that time?
The best time to sell your home is in the very beginning, when it's a brand new listing, because it comes up new on all the realtor data sheets. It shows up new on realtor.com and Zillow and Trulia and everything. You really, if you need to hold it off the market for a little while to get it looking really good and staged, that would definitely be the best thing to do. After it's been on the market for a while, I can help you, but it'd be great to, after I'd come in and stage it, if it hadn't been selling for a while, to do open houses and other things like that to get it some new activity.
And how do you, and if you don't mind sharing some, but how do you market that piece of it? Like
after, if a home, I kind of specialize in homes also that haven't sold for a very long time. I get agents that'll call me and say, I've had a listing that won't sell for a year. Can you help me? And I'll come over and take a look, work with the seller. We'll do some stuff. And then what I would do after that is I would tell the agent, do probably a price reduction to make it fresh, do open house, anything you can do, invite agents over, for breakfast, lunch, cocktails, whatever you got to do to get people over there. Redo all the new pictures, the great pictures, and put it on the market.
Well, would you agree, and I'm not trying to get you to agree, if you don't agree, tell me, but would you agree that probably once it's ready, once it's staged, once it's ready to go on the market, and we touched on this before this past break, but the photos are just so critical to getting a buyer to come out and look.
Yes.
And I've said this many times, but when that buyer's looking online and they see where you've got it listed for $200,000, they better see something in that picture worth $200,000 to them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And as well as any of us that so oftentimes you look at these photos, and what gets me, a lot of the listings, Tiffany, don't even have photos of any kind.
Yes. And it's not good. They're saying, because, right now is the day of the web and cyberspace, that if you don't even have like over 10 or 15 pictures on a home, as an agent, that it may not even show up on a lot of search engines, because they're not going to waste their time copying all that data if there isn't enough there to keep people on their website.
Because when people are online, they're not going online to read a bunch of stuff.
Picture's worth 1,000 words.
Show me in the picture.
They want to see it. And I've even had, as a realtor, to where I have forwarded listings to my buyers and say, here's the top 10, and they'll reply back and be like, I only want to see 4 of those houses because the pictures were bad.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of beautiful houses here in Columbia for sale that aren't showing well because they're not staged, the pictures don't look good, and they just sit on the market.
We know Jerry, of course, I'm talking about Jerry Bilton. He owns Eagle Photography and specializes in real estate photography. In fact, that's all he does, real estate photography. And you know, he'll go out, he takes these photos, and for a house of 3,000 feet or less, you're talking $150.
Yep.
He'll probably spend 2 to 3 hours, which is about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours longer than I used to take when I was taking pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could do it in about 10 minutes. I'm not sure what Jerry's doing, but no,
that's his gift. So,
but no, every photo, every picture. It takes quite a while to get it look just like you're staging the house. He's staging the photo.
Yep.
And he's making sure all the colors and the darknesses and the contrast and making sure this comes out right and this goes away or whatever. He does an awesome job. And you $150. He gives you the photos and he releases the rights so that you can use it, because a lot of people don't realize that a photographer's work belongs to them.
Yes.
And they have to release the rights to those photos, which is, I don't know, that's a big deal. But anyway, he does release those rights. And then he can and does also the virtual tours.
Which is real good. Buyers like those.
Those are really nice.
Yep.
And you know, you get the photos for $150. I think it's for like $75 more. Is that right, Jerry?
It's only going to be $30 more.
I'm sorry, $30 more.
Yeah, way better price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For an additional $30, you also get the virtual tour.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can't beat that. So you get Tiffany out there to make sure everything is looking good, and then you get the professional photos. The house is going to sell much faster. And you even brought up some statistics here earlier about how, and what were those statistics? How much sooner could I expect it to sell?
Well, 98% of homes sell faster when they're staged. And I also want to bring one other value is that you could do a $10,000 price reduction on a home versus spending $500 for staging and $150 for Jerry to shoot the pictures and have a much better chance of selling. And I've had many consultations on staging to where I told the seller, you can reduce it $10,000, and the buyers are going to come in and say no because they think it's too much work.
Yeah. Well, if you've got your home on the market right now, either by owner or if you have an agent, I encourage you to go online yourself and you look at your own house. Look at the pictures.
Yes.
Put yourself as an unbiased buyer. And would you be willing to even come look at the house based on what you're seeing in those pictures?
Yes. If you already have an agent, that's fantastic. You know, definitely have some representation. Just call me, and I'll be glad to come over, and I'll work with you and your agent. And, you know, if you're a seller, one thing I want to say is when you're trying to get your home ready to sell is that you need to step back and kind of have the mindset that this is no longer your home, but it's investment for your future. Absolutely.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this last break out of the way, Tiffany, and then I've got several more questions and things I want to talk about. But we'd love to answer your questions. We got one more segment to go, so give us a call. The number is 978-9862, 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're in studio. I have Tiffany Soward, which is a professional home stager, and we're talking about the best ways or really what staging is,
right,
but the best ways to go about getting our property for sale. And if you have any questions, this is our last segment, so we've got about 10 minutes, so you want to go ahead and give us a call very quickly. But the number to call is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862, and we will help you out. Well, let's go straight to our phone lines where we've got Miss Erica West. How are you, Miss Erica?
I'm well. How are you, Frankie?
Oh, this is such a fine day today.
It is.
I've got Tiffany in studio and Erica on the phone.
Erica
Hey,
is the
Tiffany.
best. Hey, you are the best in town.
You are the best in town. You're so sweet.
I love working with you.
She was
Yeah.
saying, Erica, during the break, that you were the mortgage go-to gal.
Yes.
Oh, well, I try to be. I hope so. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Well, for those of you who don't recognize the voice, again, Erica West, she's a mortgage consultant, and she certainly is my mortgage go-to gal, and I can't thank you for everything you do to help me, clients, and whatnot. But what's going on in finance, and do you have good news or depressing news?
I mean, it's never depressing. It depends on the way that you take the news. Interest rates are continuing to hold strong. We're seeing a little dips here and there, going up a little bit, going down a little bit, but they're pretty much holding still at low to mid fours.
Okay.
And FHA actually just came out with a new announcement this week that effective October 1st, they have decided that any amount in collections over $2,000 will need to either be paid in full or set up on a payment plan, which they have to have 3 months of successful payment history, and that payment will have to be included in their debt to income to qualify. So that is a new change with FHA that's going into effect of October of this year.
Now, have you seen that to be a problem here lately?
I mean, typically with FHA, the people that are going FHA, they may have some collections here or there, but typically they're not, they're not exceeding that amount. However, especially ones that are going state housing, they already have that rule, with the collection limit. So, but it will affect some people. It will affect some people to where either they have to pay them off in full, or we have to use a standard monthly payment and include it in their debt to income to qualify them.
Cool. Well, that's why you're the best.
Oh, well, thank you.
We know. Are you in town? Or are you traveling again?
I'm in town.
Really?
I am in town. Yes, sir.
You're usually everywhere but Columbia.
I know. Everybody says that, and it just has happened that I've done a lot of traveling this summer.
It must be nice.
Well, I can vouch that no matter where you're at, she gets it done.
Yes, she does. Yes, she
Thank
does.
you so much.
And you'd certainly return my calls very quickly, and I appreciate you helping me last week with this.
No problem. My pleasure.
Well, how can we get in touch with you?
You can reach me at 803-528-5019. You can email me at us@mortgagenetwork.com, or you can search for me on Facebook, search for the Mortgage Go-To Gal. Please like my page and continue to go there for up-to-date news on the mortgage industry.
Highly recommend you check out that Facebook page. It's really good information. And you said it's Mortgage Go-To Gal on Facebook?
Yes, sir.
Well, that is just awesome. I hope you have a great weekend. Hey, you going to the Carolina game Thursday?
I am.
Who's going to win?
Who do you think?
Well, I'm predicting Carolina to lose and Carolina to win.
Well, I mean, because they're both Carolina, so then it would be a true statement.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that goes, but
Yes, sir.
But maybe we'll see the Mortgage Go-To Gal at the football game then.
Absolutely.
Sweet. I hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Tiffany.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
All righty. Again, Erica West, she's a mortgage consultant and the best out there, in my opinion. She
My
does
opinion,
such an
too.
awesome job. And even if you have somebody you've been talking to, which is a great thing, Erica will be the first to tell you, call around, check around. Make sure you get the right deal and the best deal. But if you couldn't write down her information or Jerry Bilton's information or Tiffany's, maybe you're riding around, we're going to have all this information on our website. You can certainly go to realestateschoolforsuccess.com, click on the radio page, and there you'll find all our real estate partners, the radio shows and things of that nature. But anyway, it's all right there. Well, Tiffany, we've got a couple of minutes left, but, before the last break, you made such an excellent point. I wanted to go back to that, where you suggested that the cost of staging is much less than the cost of price reduction.
Yes.
That's
huge.
Big, very big.
You
big.
could do a small investment of maybe $1,000, which would be staging and then painting some rooms or updating a few things in your home, versus a $5,000 to $10,000 reduction.
You're right.
And you'll make your money, and fast. And normally, let's say if someone calls me, if you're getting ready to sell, or if your home hasn't been selling for a while, and I come in, I will do a written estimate of how much it's going to cost. It's usually within a week to 10 days for me to start to complete, and that's with a photo shoot at the end. So it doesn't take that long, and it doesn't take that much money. And if there's additional things that you need, like you need new paint, some rooms need painted, or a maid needs to come in and clean, or you need new carpeting or something like that. Again, like I said, I share all of my discounts and resources with that homeowner, and I'm here to help.
About 15 seconds. How can we get in touch with you?
You can call me anytime at 803-309-7534, or just go on TiffanySowardsHomes.com and email me.
The best. Sweetie, I can't thank you enough for coming in here and spending
Glad to be here.
Saturday morning with me. And do you have a prediction on the Carolina game?
They're going to win. Go Cox.
Like big?
Big time.
You heard that, Jerry.
Yep.
Big time. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us today. You've been listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC.